panelists, and very distinguished audience along with student friends. As indicated by the chair, I will not touch those areas which my predecessor, Madam Chand, has given a live profile of late lamented Dr. Hare Krishna Mahtab. I will simply say that I am honored today to be in the midst of the jewels of the media world. I remember Upendra Babu will also agree with me that when Institute of Media Studies was tied with Utkal University, with Dr. Umakant Mishra and myself were the inspectors for that purpose. And when I see this is the 8th conclave, very rare in the history of Odisha's media fraternity, and that too, including Dr. Hare Krishna Mahtab, a visionary, a statesman, a historian, a literature, and a politician, the most misunderstood and least understood person of Odisha. And 125 years, I am given time for 12.5 minutes. What to speak, how to speak, and where to begin and how to conclude. It's a difficult task for a student of political science like me. I will only say that imagine the state which is known for the great famine of 1866. If it is roaring today, the plinth was set by Dr. Hare Krishna Mahtab, that Odisha is not the land of Lord Jagannath only. Creative brains are available also in the state. Imagine his contemporaries. From Assam, Gopinath Bardoloi. From Bengal, for a brief period, Prafula Chandra Ghosh and then Bidhan Chandra Ray. And from Bihar, Sri Krishna Sinha. From UP, Govind Ballabh Pant. From Rajasthan, after a couple of years, the gentleman whose name is now only available in the University of Jain Vyas, University of Udaipur, B.G. Kher in Bombay, in Saurashtra, U.N. Devar, Gujarat was not then, Chinnappa Reddy in Mysore, Rajgopalachari in Madras, then it was not Tamil Nadu, and Pattam Tanufulai of not then Kerala, but he was the leader of that region. So they were the persons who were known to Dr. Mahtab, and they knew Dr. Mahtab what material he is. You are talking about artificial intelligence in this media conflict. He was a natural intelligent man. His responses was so cute, and also he will put you a new thought into your time. I have brief interaction with him from 1967 to 1986. This is the period. In 1967, we became the supporters of Jana Congress. One of my relations, Bimal Krishna Mishra, was contesting from Puri. Madam Kuntala Kumari Acharya, who is alive today also, he brought me to Bhubaneswar residence of Dr. Mahtab. And within couple of minutes, he mesmerized me. I was a young, only 17 years old. In 1969, when there was a student strike, in 1969, two persons arrived at my Puri residence. Prashant Das, advocate who is called Montu Babu, Another is Surendra Singh Bhanjadev, probably he's dead now. They came to me and told that Dr. Mahtab wants to talk to you. He is in Circuit House. So Prafulla Mahanti, who was the representative of Prajatantra in Puri, he escorted me to that place. He told me, you are the president of the Students' Union. It's your duty. Many people are writing to me that 1 month and 10 days have gone. No result has come out of the student strike. Vijayananda, not Biju. He always calls Vijayananda. Vijayananda is adding fuel to the fire. And Maharaja has a lock in his face, a mouth. How to solve this problem? You are going to be a graduate. Think some via media. I said, why don't you write? That is your government. Jana Congress and Swatantra government is there. He said, I will write. But are you all willing to come to that meeting? On 2nd of October 1969, there was a whole night long student and Chief Minister interaction. I was escorted by my principal, Dr. Srinivas Sahu. Dr. Mohendra Kumar Raut came from GM. And B.B. Rath, Bipin Bihari Rath, was the Home Secretary of India, Odisha. They were all present, and we had a 12-hour long discussion. At 8 o'clock in the morning, it was over. And the strike came to an end with most of our demands were solved. So that was the personality who has a vision. He said, who is getting benefit out of this? Do you think Arunde and Amitabh Bakshi, they are getting benefit out of this? Because they are lifetime students. They will continue, that strike should continue. But you are our students, you must have, at the end of the year, you must have a degree. So he could understand the problem of the students. And we are talking about that man who had a great personality. Think about, there would not have been a Dr. Mahtab. He was not born. He was unfortunate to be born in Odisha, and Odisha is fortunate to have him. That is the equation. Had he not been born here, what would have happened to the present territorial presentation of Odisha? And the way Dr. Mahtab, who entered into some kind of a peripheral politics in 1921, withdrawing himself from the studentship after seeing non-cooperation movement, becoming from 1924 active politician by becoming the president of the Bhubaneswar District Congress Committee, then becoming president of the committee, Odisha Pradesh Congress Committee in 1930, is second to none, but I'd say he was an ardent supporter of two Odiyas, Gopabandhu Das and Utkal Madhusudan, and a follower of Mahatma Gandhi, Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan, and is liked by Netaji Subhash Bose, not because he was born at Cuttack. Two personalities have some kind of ecosystem exchange between the two. So between 1930 to 1940, Mahtab was in action. So it's 25 years from 1921 to 1946 when he became the first Prime Minister of Odisha, full Congress. It was not supported by anybody else. So with 91 legislators in the House, he was the first in October, 19 October 1946, he became the Prime Minister and then became Prime Minister of independent Odisha till, because it was a province, till 26th of January 1950. And the way he commanded respect among the people of princely states, the way he guided the state reorganization, pre-activities, amalgamation of the princely states or Garjat area, by pioneering a movement, pro-democracy movement in those areas, starting from Nilagiri, but unfortunately being close to Mr. Sardar Patel, he was called back to Delhi from May 1950. Sardar died on 15th of December 1950. That was the end of the day. Nehru didn't like him personally because of his closeness with Sardar Patel. But he was a minister of commerce and industry, and he also could rise to the occasion by becoming an international figure during his ministership. You will find only one Odia whose photograph is in BBC. You will find one Odia sitting with Albert Einstein in Princeton University giving 2 lectures, close to Mountbatten, close to Madam Elizabeth, Queen Elizabeth. And who didn't know him? That means a towering personality, a master strategist who created half a dozen chief ministers in the state, followers who could not follow his, say, mission and vision. Because all of them, somehow or other, they went into the area of the media world, but ultimately backstabbed him. Because Sri Krishna continued from 15th of August to, say, July 1961. Dr. Mahatab could have continued from 19th October 1946 till 1962 election in the state. Unfortunately, ambition stood in the way. Some people's ambitions. And the way he could teach Maharajas a lesson in both the occasion, 1952 and 1957 election. Imagine in a post, had there been Dr. Mahatab available as Chief Minister, Saraikala Kharoswa would not have been parted away from Odisha. He was instrumental in amalgamating 23 and forcefully another Mahurbanj was added. Kishore is from that land, independent country, till 31st of December 1948. It amalgamated with Odisha on 1st of January 1949. And that man would not have even tolerated Saraikala Kharoswa being taken away from Odisha. Because he was not there, a weak leadership here could not bring. The leader was having some other socio-economic concepts. He was a leader by his style. But in these matters, he was overwhelmingly dominated by Nehru and Rajendra Prasad. So we lost 2 of our famous Garjat area, Saraikala and Kharoswa. And see, the gentleman about whom we are talking, in 1952, the first election, he was elected to Lok Sabha, but was not given a ministerial berth because he was close to Sardar Patel. Nobody from Odisha was there in the cabinet. And he was given the role of AICC, Congress Parliamentary Party General Secretaryship. And he could show his talent in conducting meetings and directing even ministers. Imagine the person was a new caliber. Politicians came into politics. But what is their social root? Here is a man who came from an aristocratic background, knew about the pulse of the nation, had a society connect. He could know what the people want, what they need. So he was writing to the ministers about them. If you read, while serving my nation, from latter part of his life, his letters to different people. And as AICC General Secretary, the way he dominated, he was not tolerated. He was shifted to Bombay as governor. But his heart was in Odisha. He saw that what work I began in 1946, that amalgamation, creating, imagine today we are suffering for water. Mahanadi would have been completely not with water but with sands had not Hirakud Dam been constructed. So he had the imagination that someday, somehow or other, there would be a problem of water in this country after independence. So he could take initiative about the steel plant, the magnum opus of the steel culture in Odisha, bringing a separate high court. Even Northeast could not get full-fledged courts, so he got high court. Having All India Radio at Cuttack, what he has not done for the field of culture, for the field of development of literature, for expansion of social democracy. See, in Balasore, if you see, both primary health centers, schools, they were in much better form because she was a Dr. Mahtab's, that area enjoyed blessings of Dr. Mahtab. So Dr. Mahtab could not reside in the Rajbhavan of Bombay. He was crying for that, and that evidence of that was given when he was addressing the convocation of Utkal University, that my heart is burning for the state. He came back. Had he not come back in 1956, before 1957 election, Congress would have drawn zero. The way Congress, after the SRC movement, was at the lowest ebb of its life in Odisha prior to 1967, it was because of Dr. Mahtab. 57 seats could be won in the House of 140. And 57 is contribution of Dr. Mahtab. Everybody said that Dr. Mahtab could not make. Dr. Mahtab made 0 to 57. That is his personality. So if you think about a modern Odisha, if you look at the infra development he did, the way the society connect programs were being conducted by him, you can ensure yourself that you are in the safe hands of the politicians he had created. But unfortunately, we had a bridge crisis in our state that we cannot tolerate the next one. The person whom we respect, the moment he leaves the podium, we speak ill of him. That is our character.
Dr. Mahtab,
once Dr. Mahtab, when I joined Ravenshaw College as a lecturer, I was overwhelmed by his personality. I tried to meet him. So I gave my identity. I went to see a matinee show in Suraj Takich, and there is the Bihari Bagh. I went there. Few people could know me, and among them was Prasanta Das or Montu Babu. Sir, you have come here? He introduced me. Suryanarayan Babu ko mujhe aani chi. So from that day, our relationship developed. In 1975, one article was published after the Gujarat election, Navadirman Samiti. The title of the article was Gujarat Pore, before emergency. In the evening when I was there, Dr. Mahtab
Professor Mishra,
asked me,
you have to wind up, please.
Dr. Mahtab asked me that you have written a good article, but what is the next discuss? Aji ଆମ ଦେଶରେ ସାମ୍ବିଧାନିକ ସଂକଟ ନା ଅନୁଷ୍ଠାନର ଅବକ୍ଷୟ ଘଟିଛି? The meaning is whether there is a constitutional inadequacy or institutional decay. What is the message you are trying to give in that article? I said both. That there is also constitutional inadequacy and there is also institutional decay. Now then write some articles in support of your argument how to remove inadequacies and also to save the institutional decay from destruction. 13th of June, 1975. Then came emergency. After emergency, I had met him only once with Dr. M.N. Das, our Vice Chancellor, requesting him to write something about making Utkal University a central university. He said, why not having a new university? Why to have the old university designated Utkal should not be central? I am not Amitabh Bachchan. Amitabh Bachchan failed to make Allahabad University Central University. Manmathanath, Tome say request, but don't make such request to me. So here is a man who thought about the next century. Here is a man who created leaders in Odisha. Here is a man who had all materials in him. Natural intelligence, no artificial intelligence was required for him. He has excelled in every walk of life. Last 10 years of his life was totally apolitical. And that totally apolitical, his writings, his messages were excellent. And on a day like this, when we are discussing about a great personality, towering personality, I am a pygmy before the galore of politicians in this country. But my hearts are up for the person who made something for Odisha and who could make Odisha known to others. Thank you very much.